It's finally here. It is finally here. Inside Out 2, the much anticipated and needed sequel, has arrived, and viewers have been left with several questions after watching it. Why is Envy so small? What happens to Riley after this? And of course, will there be Inside Out 3? The sequel continues the story of Riley as she becomes a teenager. At the beginning of the film, the puberty alarm inside Riley's head starts to go off, and a team of construction workers comes into the headquarters to make space for a bunch of new emotions. Shortly after, Joy and the rest of the group are introduced to a brand new emotion, who says that others are on the way.
Where can I put my stuff?
A new emotion!
Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted to make such a good first impression.
What do you mean, we?
The new team and their leader, Anxiety, quickly become the new main emotions, forcing Joy and the others to move to the darkest vaults of Riley's mind. But let's talk about Envy, its impact on Riley, and its size, shall we? In the sequel, Envy is voiced by Aoa Debris.
Look at your hair.
Adolescence is a very complex time of our lives. We experience a bunch of new emotions entering puberty, and as seen with Riley, we explore who we are and where we fit in the world. One of the well-known things about teenagers is that they compare themselves to peers all the time. This often leads to feelings of envy, especially when we see others who are more successful, happier, or even popular. The desire to just fit in and be accepted by their peer group is really strong during the teenage years. I remember myself in high school, and now I can admit that sometimes I felt really bad when I saw a peer who was more popular, had better clothes, or excelled in sports. This is why Riley feels envious. In the sequel, she feels envious of several popular girls and embarrassed of her friends because they are not, as she says, popular enough. Known for her role in The Bear, Aoa Debris has joined the voice cast of Inside Out 2 as Envy. The very cute teal character was a surprise for viewers who are familiar with this feeling.
Look at your hair.
We imagined Envy would look different. Honestly, I expected a raging and burning character, but this new emotion is small, cute, and very insecure. Throughout the film, Riley feels envious, wanting to be more like the cool teenagers at hockey camp. Envy is one of the key characters in the sequel because of its connection with the terrifying Anxiety. Interestingly enough, envy was one of the 27 emotions considered to appear in the first film. The creators then decided to exclude the character because they thought including so many emotions would make the film confusing. Oh, and yes, they first planned to make this a male character. The creator's first idea was to give Envy an emerald color, which would have been more suiting, I believe. They eventually replaced emerald with aquamarine for the sequel because they didn't want viewers, especially children, to confuse the emotion with disgust. So why is Envy so small? Well, maybe it has something to do with psychological representation. In the original film, the main emotions depicted were joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. These emotions are referred to as the core emotions that are essential for human experiences. Envy, while important for the story of the sequel, might have been seen as more suitable in a secondary emotion considering the arrival of Anxiety. By making envy smaller, the creators might want us to know that this emotion has a lesser foundational role in the emotional spectrum. Envy's size can also be linked to character dynamics. Yes, envy is definitely inspiring Anxiety in Riley's life, making her worry for the future. But when compared to the other emotions, especially joy and Anxiety, its impact on our day-to-day life is not as dominant. Maybe that's why envy is so small. From a storytelling perspective, the writers might have made envy smaller to create visual and thematic differences. This way, viewers will recognize the different roles and impacts different emotions have on Riley's behavior and decisions. Also, the size difference gave enough opportunities for unique interactions between the new and old emotions. In my opinion, the size of envy reflects its nature. Envy is a creeping, insidious feeling that can seem small and insignificant at first, but if not managed properly, it can and will grow. Maybe this will happen in the potential third installment. Who knows? Either way, this is the smallest of the 4 new emotions introduced in Inside Out 2. Even smaller, than anger, who is shorter than the rest of the old emotions. In conclusion, envy is small because this way, its looks mirrors a person's inferiority when comparing themselves to others. Thanks for watching. See ya in the next video.